like my coffee ready yet. What are you doing? What are you searching for, huh? Look at snow. Hey everybody, happy Sunday morning. What you're seeing right here may look like a couple of dogs playing, but this is training in progress. This is a lot of training being done by several of the volunteers here that I want to give a huge shout out to. What's up, Levi? Look at that puppy butt. Yeah. How you doing? And you hear Cello. What, guys? Hey, everyone. Welcome to Coffee with the Critters. Good morning. Good morning. Sorry I was a couple minutes late. Look at snow. So here you have Levi, our deaf Old English Bulldog. Nice job. Come on. Come on. Nice job. Our deaf Old English Bulldog. You have Snow right there. Our deaf and blind puppy. Good morning, everybody. And Quincy, can you sit? Nice job. You come here. I love my dogs. Can you get down? Can you get down? Good job. Nice job. Snow, who's going to bump into the tripod. Everybody, okay, we're off camera. We got to go back over there. Thanks, Levi. Nice job. Good morning, everybody, and welcome to Coffee with the Critters. I want to give a huge shout out to Sharon Collins, who mentioned that reminded me this week that this past week was our 1-year anniversary of going live on Facebook with Coffee with the Critters. And I want to say that, Lydia, you're so awesome. Thanks for sharing this live stream. I also want to say that we were live for 1 year prior to that on Periscope. And I made the bold move of ending Periscope and switching everything over to Facebook Live. And we're probably up to, last week we were at 500 live streams. Was that last week? The week before. We're probably up close to 600 now. Pretty close. Good morning. I'd move the camera angle, but I think it's kind of cool. Seeing how excited the dogs are. So we just got out here to the animal room, and you can see, look at the body language of all these dogs. All three of them, you know? I wasn't even gonna have a dog. And here I am with 3. And I wake up every morning and think, how did I get here? What are you doing, Rocky? Peekaboo, what? We gotta get some dogs over here. Here. So what you're seeing right here with Snow picking up this toy and walking around, that is a product of training. Absolutely. And I want to give a huge shout out to all the volunteers here. Manager Karen Pratt, her daughter Sandy Pratt, who's everybody's starting to help me train, and it's fabulous. Peekaboo! Our social media director, the awesome Crystal Phelps, Lindsay Douglas, Angie Canaline, and Margaret Pokrifke. I am the vet tech program at Stotzenberger, and this would be a great experience. Yeah, okay, great. A lot of people who follow the work that we do, what, Rocky? Are animal lovers, psychology students, what else? Vet students, vet tech students, animal trainers, people who work in shelters and just want to increase the quality of life that we give to our animals. That is what the Animal Behavior Center is all about. Poke, poke, poke butt. I gotta squeeze some puppy butt. Yeah. So let me go ahead and introduce myself for those that aren't aware. Look at this. See this happy dog? That is a result of training. Training is communication, and that is why I train. I am huge into empowering animals and enriching their lives. Look at Snow, she just rocks. And that is why I train, because I've never wanted to be an animal trainer. I've always loved animals, but then I stumbled onto the work of B.F. Skinner and his... Get it, girlfriend, get it! And his work in laws of behavior. And so I went back to school and started taking master's classes in applied behavior analysis. And that is why we're here. And we teach people how to use applied behavior analysis and understand what it is. I teach it to people in their work, in their everyday lives. No, it's just getting on it. Getting on it. So I want to introduce myself. My name is Lara Joseph, owner of the Animal Behavior Center. We are an international educational center where we teach people about how to work with animals, interact with animals, live with animals, and love animals. Thanks, Suki. Through using positive reinforcement and applied behavior analysis. And we do that through our live streaming groups, our live streaming membership programs, and the projects, which you can find out more about that on our website at theanimalbehaviorcenter.com. Hey, if I turn the phone to the side, I see more of you. Great, Lee. I'm not sure that's a good thing. So the Animal Behavior Center is about 4.5 years old, but I've been doing this for over 10 years. And I work with an array of different animals. Look, see there in the background, there's Kronos, the African pied crow. Whee! Get it, Kronos! I work with an array of different animals, and I do that on purpose to show people how the work that we do is about behavior. It's not necessarily about a species specific. It applies to everything, everyday living. And look at Rico, you're being so cute. So here at the center, we have parrots, pups, pigs, and predators. That was actually the name of one of my talks in Tampa, Florida, almost 2 years ago. Yeah, so we even have fish here. Cockatoo. We have fish here, and occasionally we get in different animals from different organizations where we train and go live and show. What are you doing? To show people, what are you talking about, Rocky? Whoa! Rico! Let's turn this around to some parrots. What, Rocky? Rico, put your wings on. Let's see those wings. What? Let's see those wings. Put your wings on. Ready? Yay! Nice job! Okay, we've got pups playing at the base of the tripod. Rico, get over here. Get over here. People want to see you. Whoa, whoa! This is my life every day. I love it. Hi. What? There's Rico. There is the absolute love of my life, and he is one of the reasons I got into this. Snow is on the tripod. Rico, why don't you come over here? So today we're going to talk about a station. You want to come over here? And stationing. Crystal, good morning. So those of you that are members and in our projects, it's been a live streaming week. I live stream probably at least 10 to 15 times a week. Yeah. In our projects, in our memberships, and I show people how to do everything. And the importance of the live streaming. Oh, there's a tufted titmouse on the banister. Sorry. The benefits of learning via live streaming. I used to do consults where I would go into people's houses. There were, it's great. You get to be in the animal's environment and you get to see how the animal lives. But a lot of times with different animals that I work with, when I walk in to that environment, the animal's behavior changes. People used to bring their animals here to the Animal Behavior Center. I stopped that because Snow's lost. Hey, you, what are you doing? I stopped that. Hey, Jeannie, Bubba's listening with me, heard your voice and said, hey, hi, Aunt Lara. Hi, Bubba. Bubba is an African gray in New Jersey. That will be willed to me. God forbid anything happens to his awesome caretakers. That's not going to happen. Anyways, sorry. Good morning, Karen. There's Karen. Hey, Mano. Mano says, live streams are great for those of us that learn visually. Yeah, what would happen is I would go into people's homes or they would come here. Animal acts completely different. So those of you that know about applied behavior analysis or don't, applied behavior analysis in a nutshell is using environmental events to control behavior. What environmental events are anything in the immediate environment, anything that happens. So if I turn off the lights here, that's an environmental event. Key West Station says hi. Hey, Nancy Forrester, good morning. Environmental events are anything in the immediate environment. So that barking Amazon is an environmental event. Hey, Rachel, there's an old volunteer of ours. If I turn off the lights here in the center, that's going to have an effect on behavior. I can expect behavior to change. So what we do here is teach people how to use environmental events to control behavior versus forcing the animal to have to do anything. There is so much play going on. What? Play going on in here. I love it. Because a lot of the work that I do, Lee, that's Suki, our blue-fronted Amazon. A lot of the work that we do here, you can use force, coercion, in aversive-based methods. Aversive is anything the animal doesn't like. What is going on at my feet? You can use those forms of old school behavior modification, but they have their consequences. I like to empower the animals. I like to give them choice and boost those choices. You will see a result in their behavior. I got to turn this around. We got to watch Puppy play. We don't need to watch me. Puppy play. But a lot of the animals I work with, I will work with domestics. Obviously, I have a fairy here. But I like to show people how this works with, you come up to me with a big blob of spit on your head. But I like to show people how that works with exotics. Can you sit? Thanks. Nice job. Because a lot of your work with exotics, if you use force, coercion, or punishment, or aversive-based methods, you could be putting your life in danger. So I talk to people and tell them, working with exotics is a great form of communication for people, because I can say, yeah, it might be easy to put a shock collar or a prong collar on a dog. Really not that easy. You know what's easy? Is reinforcing an animal for doing what you want them to do. That's a lot easier and a lot more effective. Believe me, I know. I've tried both methods. I was born and raised, like most of us, with coercive forms of behavior modification, meaning do it or else. I think most of us were raised that way. And the reason I switched over to following and practicing and studying applied behavior analysis and using positive reinforcement is because I tried it. Hey now, easy on the tripod. You're making me have to bend over further. Oh, what? Can I have a kiss? Oh, thank you. The reason I do what I do, there's Snow on the tripod. You guys are killing my live stream here. You guys are killing my live. What is going on? What is puppy butts? Puppy butts. How did I end up with 3 dogs? Rocky, listen to Rocky. What do you think, Pipsqueak? It's because I tried it. I remember the first time. There's Joe again on Coffee with the Critters. Good morning, Joe. There's your crow, Joe. And no, we can't see you, Joe. I was talking to Margaret about that this week. Where are you? What are you doing? What are you searching for? Is because I've tried both forms of behavior modification. Once, remember me saying, when you know better, you do better. Okay? David, is that Puffy? Just joined my live stream? Hey, Puff, how are you? Rock-a-you. What are you trying to tell me? What? Sit. Watch how I taught my deaf dog to speak on cue. So this is Levi, our deaf dog. You're supposed to make it look for him, but... Oh. What, guys? So it's loud here because I have a lot of happy animals. So much energy in this live stream. Hey, Addison, I'm not sure I've seen you in here before. Let's give one. Good. So Snow is in the background. She's our deaf and blind dog. And I'm tossing her treats. There's Puffy. Miss you, Puff. Miss you and Jill. Anyways, so I'm tossing treats for Snow to find. She's our deaf and blind dog. What am I doing here? Don't forget to reinforce behavior you want to see increase. Rock and roll, that's right. That's why I'm verbally reinforcing behavior happening in the background. That's why you'll hear me interrupt and say, Rocky, what you doing, Rock? Are you talking to me? Are you giving me some lip? You want one of these? Good job, fellas. Good job. So I'm tossing treats for Snow, the deaf and blind dog, to find, to keep her nose occupied. Hey, Quincy, you just ruined what I was getting ready to say. Get your butt over here. Sit your butt down. Are you giving me some lip? Nice. So if I'm tossing treats to Snow in the background, stay. Good. Don't forget to reinforce. Quincy, you're killing me, man. I'm sitting here talking about how awesome your training is, and you stand up and walk away. So watch this. Asking Snow to turn around. Okay, good. So she's our deaf and blind dog. Now I'm going to ask her to sit. Hopefully I got that on the camera. Okay, so people who don't think that deaf and blind dogs have a quality of life, look at this. Look at this. The proof is in the pudding. Yeah? Snow is one of the Can I use that construct? Happiest dogs that I know. I'm currently reading a book where the author is a well-known. It's okay, guys. What did you do, Rocky? Rocky just busted one of his perches and fell. I need you to sit. Nice job. Look at that. Wow. Look at that recovery. Rico, that was fantastic. So, a huge perch just fell. Sorry. A huge perch just fell in one of the birds' cages. Wow, what do you think, Rico? Nice job. You did good. Yes, you. Yes. Sorry, I need multiple cameras here. I don't even remember what I was saying. Quality of life. Training is communication. I love interacting with animals. Hey, we're over here. Thanks. Sit. Nice. So in our membership program right now, we're doing some bridging exercises. So bridging is that. Bridging is marking a behavior. It's that. I don't know if you guys can see this. My bridge with Quincy is verbal, good. It's telling the animal that is the behavior that's earning you good. Okay, so my bridge for the deaf dog, sign language. That's the behavior I'm looking for. My bridge with Snow, the deaf and blind dog, tap on the chest, and you'll see her searching for the treat. My bridge with Quincy is verbal. Oh, speaking of verbal, did I ask you that? What? Good. Hear, can't hear, can't hear, can't see. Good. By the way, I love doing these live streams. Love doing these live streams. Joe, baby camel is watching you. Joe, I want to come out and see that baby camel. And maybe I come out and do a live stream and take everybody with me. Who wants to see a baby camel? Anybody want to see a baby camel? Let me know. It's okay with Joe. I'll come out, maybe not this week, but the following week. What you doing there, Snow? Nice job. Reinforcing a check-in with contact, physical contact. With our deaf and blind animals, I will always reinforce an animal for checking in with me, meaning looking at me, searching for me. Good. We are doing that with Snow. Because if you reinforce a behavior, reinforce a behavior of the animal checking in with you, looking for you, that can be such a safety feature. So now I'm just reinforcing Snow sitting in close proximity to me. I can hear you. Okay, I'll take it. That's weak, but I'll take it. I get asked a lot of times if I use vibration collars with my deaf dogs. No, I don't have to. I don't have to. So if they can't hear you, how do you get them to come to you when you ask them? You know how I do that? Yes, on the baby camel? Okay, let's do that. As long as it's okay with Joe, we'll do a live stream on a baby camel. I need to thank you. Nice. I don't need to use a vibration collar because you know what I do? I reinforce heavily for an animal checking in with me. Meaning, look at this. See this eye contact? Every time he makes eye contact with me, not every time, most of the times, Snow's off camera, but she's sitting to my left. I reinforce animals for searching for me. I reinforce the behavior of them searching for me, not the animal. You don't reinforce animals, you reinforce behavior. You don't punish animals, you punish behavior. If you understand that, you're golden. So if I constantly reinforce animals looking for me, the likelihood of them doing that will skyrocket, okay? So we have a deaf dog and a deaf and blind dog. The Animal Behavior Center resides on one of the busiest streets in the city of Toledo, Ohio. If I always plan for an accident, always. I always plan for the possibility of one of these dogs getting out the front door because they've got about 200 feet before they hit a major street here in Toledo, and I need them constantly looking at me. So if they get out the front door, I want them turning around to see where I am so I can call them back in. We always plan for accidents here. That's why we teach a station, which is today's topic. A station? Hi. A station is pretty much exactly what these guys are doing right now. Hi, Rico. A station is a form of a target. Let me back up and explain. I'm going to show you some stationing, and there's our stations that we have here at the center. A station means getting an animal to go to an area and stay there until cued to do otherwise. Joe was just on here. I don't know if he still is, but I taught a lot of the animals at his zoo to station. It's one of the first things I'll train an animal. The first things, you guys, thanks for sharing this live stream. I appreciate it. So we're going to get into the importance of a station. A station is getting an animal to go to an area and not move until cued to do otherwise. Why is that important? It's a great form of teaching your animal for focus. It's a great way of keeping control over your animal in an unpredictable, uncontrollable environment. So if you see Kronos is on his station right there, and I'll show you how I cue him to do that. So we teach every animal here how to station, meaning go to an area and don't move until cued to do otherwise. Why is that important? We always plan for an accident. Lee, you said curious why no fence? We have several fences here. Even though there is a fence, I still will always plan for an accident of an animal getting through that fence. We have a few doors here before an animal would get out into the street. We have several safety precautions here that we take. Over here. Nice. So I just asked Snow to come back on camera. So let's do some work. Let's do some stationing. Like I said, stationing is getting an animal to go to an area and not move until cued to do otherwise. We teach our dogs to station. We teach Milo, the pig, to station. All of these birds here know how to station. Willoughby, the turkey vulture, I'm sitting here looking at her, she's on her station. We teach, Cello has somewhat of a station. Cello is our education rolling pigeon. We teach our fish to station. Am I missing anything? Am I missing anything? Let's do some stationing, okay? What do I use to tell them to station? Natalie, perfect timing. We use this. And let me show you. So these are new. We just ordered these stations. a lot of time when first teaching a station. Anybody in the snow project? Did you see what I was just doing? I was rubbing her head. That's a behavior we're training in the snow project. The snow project is all about my training, snow. But more importantly, it's not about training a deaf and blind dog. It's about learning about applied behavior analysis. Because with her, you have to be creative. You have to think outside the box. There's a couple of people I see that belong to they're members of the snow project. Let's do some stationing, okay? Let me set up my camera. So these are new stations. So the animals, the dogs don't necessarily know this. Let me get a different tree patch on. We'll work on some stationing. So here's a cue. I just put the treat pouch on. Did you watch Quincy? She got up and came to me because this is a conditioned reinforcer, meaning this is always paired with a highly valued reinforcer that the dogs determine. So when I put this treat pouch on, the animals know something good is happening, and that's what I tell people. Find the animals' reinforcers, virtually stick them in your pocket, and deliver them throughout the day for the behaviors you want to see maintain or increase. And that is why we say, we as trainers, yes, nice, be the deliverer of awesomeness. We have t-shirts on our website that say that. Find everything that's awesome, or most things that are awesome in your animal's environment, and use those to reinforce behavior you want to see maintain or increase. Be the animal's deliverer of awesomeness. You can go to our website, theanimalbehaviorcenter.com. You will find these stations, and you will find those t-shirts there. And you will find these awesome treat pouches there, which I love. Okay, let's do some Are you giving me lip? Look at this. Look at this. Are you loving this? Okay, let's do some stationing. Now, she does not necessarily know a station. These two do, but they do not know those maps. They've been introduced to them in the past, but tickle, Rocky. Okay. Any animal that I work with, one of the first things I will teach an animal is target, which means touch an object on cue. So watch this. Why am I giving you the thumbs up? You're not done. We're teaching her to target in the snow project. So watch this. Target means teaching an animal to touch a certain body part to an object. Micaiah, the pigtail macaque, I was deathly afraid of that primate when I first started training him. And one of the first things I did was teach him to target. I'll show you. Watch this. These are our new target sticks as well. And we use target sticks because there's contingency here, meaning when the animals see this, they know what to do. And the only time we use this is when we are intentionally trying to train. And did somebody just jump on me in a live stream? So I don't punish this behavior. I'm going to ask her to come to me and then sit. You are too cute, Snow. She rocks my world. Nice. So if I'm not familiar with an animal, their body language, I prefer to work with animals I've never worked with before because they teach me things. Good. And in return, I can teach them things, and I can provide a quality of life to them in the highest form of respect I can find. training using positive reinforcement. Oh my goodness, is it quiet in here? Okay, so teaching an animal to touch an object on cue. Watch this. Okay, I'm not sure exactly how this is going to work because I've only used these target sticks with the dogs once before. So I want them to touch their nose to the ball. Why? Why would I want to do that? Good. I'm not going to teach it to her yet because hers is scented and it's in the other room. Late on my bridging for anybody in my memberships. They're like, hey, her bridge was off. Good. Because if you are working with an animal that's dangerous enough that could do some serious bodily harm, this is a way to train them without having, without having to touch them. I trained this to Micaiah. Good. I trained this to the giraffe. We train a target to our fish because this is what it does. Good. It helps in getting an animal to move without having to touch it. And it also helps with, this is how we taught Levi to heel while we're going on a walk. I used a target stick and I targeted his nose. Oh, sorry. See how effective it is? Don't bring it out. You see how if I'm not using it, I'm sticking it under my arm because there's contingency there, meaning the dogs know that if they touch their nose to the stick, something awesome will happen as a consequence. That's contingency, meaning if this, then this. Good. So she's looking for information. Our animals are always looking for information. Give that information to them. When I see her starting to spin, she's usually, to the best of my knowledge, to the best of what I'm observing, she's looking for information. And when she starts spinning, it's a result of lack of information. Does that make sense? So now that we know, good, what a target is, you can get a target to move an animal from point A to point B. So she's stationing. She's just not on a station. Okay, let's do some stationing. All the birds here have stations as well. And I will show some photos of all the volunteers. I've been taking pictures of all the volunteers training. I'm teaching them how to train a lot of the different animals here. I will show you, I want to show you because Willie's on her station, but I don't want to move the camera. I will show you how all the animals go to their station when they see training starting to happen, because they go there anticipating the training. A lot of times when I first start training an animal, it depends on the animal. I'll work with a lot of wildlife ambassadors. These animals don't want to be near you because that's not how they're born or raised. And so once they are injured and cannot be released, I will train them because I want to increase their quality of life. Their choice of being released back into the wild has been taken away. And everything that is new in their environment now, they tend to be afraid of and don't know what to do with this change of information. So Colleen Training Station is what we call a place. In the domestic world, as far as dogs, I hear it called a place a lot. With exotics, we call it a station. So anyways, so what I was saying is in the beginning when I work with an animal, sometimes the only reinforcer I have is food. you've seen me and heard me deliver reinforcers through this live stream. It may sound like I'm just talking back to an animal, but what I'm doing is actually delivering a verbal reinforcer, because attention is one of the main reinforcers that people misuse. And attention, the misuse of attention as a reinforcer is the number one reason animals lose their homes. So I love this. Got all three of my dogs stationing. Okay. So, like I said, when I first start training some animals, the only thing I have to work with is food, because that animal doesn't want to be near me, doesn't want to be with me, is so stressed out. But what I find through my years of training, communicating through understanding body language and reinforcing behaviors I want to see increase, is that over time, and I've seen this numerous times, over, in the beginning, they're looking for information. Look at them. They're watching my hands and they think I'm asking them to do certain things. In the beginning, sometimes the only reinforcer, positive reinforcer I have is food. But what happens over time is I'm continually pairing myself with the animal's positive reinforcers, and it's always the animal that determines the positive reinforcer. It's never us. Is that through that consistent pairing, soon the opportunity to engage with me or interact with me, we're all guilty of it, Lee. Don't criticize yourself. We're all guilty of it. The opportunity to interact with me becomes one of the animal's reinforcers. And if that is not a powerful enough statement to have you try this form of interaction with your animals, I don't know what else is. Like I said, studies show that if you're actually using positive reinforcement, training or interaction with your animal, it's the animal's preferred form of enrichment. We can't always be training, so that's why we provide different types of enrichment, like Kronos the crow back here, interacting with his enrichment. We teach animals to forage, search for their food. If animals come in here and they don't know how to search for their food, boom, it's one of the first things we teach them. Because, wow, can I get in a lot of different areas here. Contra freeloading, one of my favorite topics to talk about, is when an animal chooses to work for food versus taking identical free food with less effort. It's one of my talks. You checking out Rico? Yeah, so if we can't be training with them, you give them other activities to do which they can learn and still empower themselves with. That's why we teach to forage. Okay, let's do some stationing. Ready? We're already stationing. Let's do some watch how powerful of a statement this is when I throw that mat on the floor. Okay? Just like the target stick. If I'm not using it, it goes away. Because when it comes back into the environment, that is a powerful statement. That is communication to the animal. I want your butt cheeks on that station. We teach the birds, have different perches. I want 2 feet targeted to this station. When 1 foot comes off, nothing happens. We don't correct, we don't punish, but when that 1 foot goes back on, boom, all this awesomeness starts happening. Animals move towards things they want and away from things they don't want. Okay? Watch this. Snow can't watch this, but okay. Let me just throw down the station. You see that green square over there? That is a station. Let me read what Kelly just said. My terrier will pass up food in his bowl for the same food in a toy that he has to work for. Kelly, yes. There is a statement, a powerful statement of contra freeloading. Every animal here will contra freeload, and it's a cool thing to watch. Okay, let's do some stationing. Quincy is watching me. Good. Like I said, stationing is teaching an animal where to go and not move until cued to do otherwise. Let's drop down another station. See over here? Okay, another station. Good. Why would you want to teach an animal to do this? Because you don't have to tell an animal what not to do. Instead, you just tell them what to do. You know, I want both stations. Tell them what to do. This is good. This is how you prevent an animal from running out the door. This is how you prevent an animal from charging the mailman. Bam. I'm shaping the station, guys. I'm shaping it. She doesn't know this yet. We're teaching it good right now. And I have a third station that I can't find. And it's great when first teaching a station, good, to have a substrate that is different than the floor. That's why we use these mats. Because Snow can't see the station. She can't see where I'm telling her to go, but she can feel it because it's a different substrate than the floor. We teach the birds to station, and those of you in the membership program and in the parrot project, you are going to see Karen Pratt, our manager here, starting to teach Suki, our blue-fronted Amazon, fully flighted to station, because we're afraid there might be an instance where she flies out her cage door. Flying out her cage door can be dangerous for her because she's going to fly over to the area nice where the new cockatoo is and the crow, who would both do some serious bodily harm to her. So what we're doing, you're going to see this in the parent project and the memberships. Karen's going to start teaching. Karen told me, she goes, I'm afraid. Nice, I'll take that too. I'm afraid Suki is going to fly out the door when I open the door. And I said, okay. Instead of teaching her what not to do, it's a lot more powerful and stronger for the animal, a stronger form of communication, to teach them what to do instead. In order to change your behavior, if you have an undesired behavior, teach an alternate behavior. You have to replace the undesired behavior or the behavior won't change. Likely won't change. And if it does, it's probably not going to be one you like anyways. So we're teaching, we're going to start it this week, we're going to teach Suki to station in the back of her enclosure. Because if she's stationing in the back of her enclosure, the likelihood of her flying out the door is not very high. So you will see us starting to train that this week. Does that make sense? I want to show you, and we were just talking about this, remind me, I'm going to show you some work with Chronos, stationing. What I was going to say is I don't give an end of training signal to dogs or to any animal. What I do, I'm pulling the station because I'm not training it anymore. If you're interested in these stations, we have them on our website along with the target sticks, the treat pouches, the deliver of awesomeness. So I need to pull that station. I'm not going to tell her what not to do. I'm not going to pull it from underneath her. Quincy, come. Sit. Good. Instead, I'm going to tell her what to do. Levi, come. Sit. Why am I talking to a deaf dog? Because my body language changes if I don't. Pull that station. because if I pull it, when it goes back down, it's a very strong communication tool. And what I'm doing here is, instead of giving an end of training signal, because like I just said, if animals love the positive reinforcement enrichment training, why would they want to go away? So, Kronos just got a free treat. If nice, I'll take it, sweetheart. I'll take it. She just sat because she knows there's a history here. When I sit, awesomeness falls from my hands. Yeah? And that is how I kiss Snow, because that is how Snow taught me how to kiss her. My end of training signal, I don't have one, because if animals really look forward to the training and you tell them, okay, I'm done with you now, your training, your enrichment is getting ready to go away. If you have an animal that, you can create a lot of frustration with that. So instead, what I do is redirect behavior. I do this with the birds, I do this with the dogs, I'll do it with all the zoo animals that I work with, the wildlife ambassadors that I work with. When I put a parrot back in their cage, their enclosure, I need them to want to go back into their enclosure, because we have 10,000 square feet out there with 30-foot high ceilings. I need animals to come to me when I ask them. I need them to go in pens when I ask them. I need to go in enclosures when I ask them, in crates, and I want that to always be a positive experience. If it's always a positive experience, they will want to do it. I never use a crate or an enclosure as a form of any type of behavior, coercion or positive punishment, aversives that I from the animal that I want to go away. Never. Let me show you a station with a crow. Oops, sorry. Okay. So if I need to get into the crow's enclosure, fully flighted, capable of flying out at any time, and he never has. So I teach him a station, which means go to an area. So his station is that red perch right there. And my cue to station is this. Okay? And by the way, like my shirt, best in snow, because I love my deaf and blind puppies so much. Okay, let's do some stationing with Kronos. Let me get a reinforcer. I'm going to reinforce with this. Rocky, that is so pretty. I can't even stand it. Right, Rico? You're just too cute. Okay, so I've got... Does that make sense about my not giving an end of training schedule? Hey, Sandy, must be 10 o'clock. Is it? Okay. Sandy Pratt, the one I was just talking about on my live stream, the awesome Sandy Pratt just walked in. Okay, so let's show Kronos the station. I'm gonna ask him to come over to his perch. Come over here. Good. Hi. Okay, I just gave him a big treat. I wasn't even thinking. Okay, I'm gonna ask him to go to his station. Good. So if I need to open that door, good. See the importance of the bridge? Good. Rocky. Chances of snow running into the hot tripod are extremely probable right now. Good. How do you know if you're reinforcing a behavior? If that behavior maintains or increases. So I know I'm using an effective reinforcer. Good. Lay down the bridge. Okay. Doors wide open. You can fly out at any time. So here you don't correct. Good. The animal goes, oh, thanks. Was that snow?
Yeah.
Sorry. I don't know if you guys saw that. You don't correct, well, I don't, because I don't need to. Animals go towards things they like. So he's going to go back to, if he flies to this perch, I don't need to do anything or say anything. I just give him it's called negative punishment, a temporary timeout from positive reinforcement. I just pause for a couple seconds. And then you saw him go back to what was delivering reinforcers. Chronos, station. Good. So if an unfortunate accident starts to happen, then the animal's good. Environment, this is why we keep stations, because then we tell them, if you see an accident get ready to happen, good. I just dropped a piece of food on the floor, so he might jump down to get it. He's going to go catch it. Good. Nice. Okay, I want to end the training session because if I didn't, he was going to. Anyways, does that make sense? If I see a potential accident getting ready to happen, a door being opened, we can just tell animals to go to their station because it tells them what to do versus what not to do. Because telling an animal what to do is a lot stronger than telling them what not to do. So you can find out more about our memberships and our projects at theanimalbehaviorcenter.com. Our projects and memberships are skyrocketing, taking off. So we have an activity happening in the memberships right now is very interactive training, which I'm watching people's training, and it is so cool. If I can, if the members will allow me to share some of their photos of the work they're doing, I will. And snow keeps hitting the tripod. Anyways, you can find that information out at theanimalbehaviorcenter.com. And I live stream here every Sunday morning at 9 a.m. Eastern, Coffee with the Critters. We've been doing this for 2 years now, and I've barely missed any. Once in a while, I'll miss one. But you're going to see a lot of cool changes happening in the different places that I'm going, and I take my members with me. So anyways, you can find out more about the stations and all the products that we have here. We only sell things that we use, and we only use them if we love how they work, and that's why we have the different products that we do. So join me next Sunday for Coffee with the Critters. I hope you guys enjoyed this. I'll go back through and look at your comments and comment back to you if I haven't. Sometimes it's really hard for me to try to pay attention to what I'm doing and try to interact with so many people on at once. But anyways, be your animal's deliverer of awesomeness, and I will see you next Sunday on Coffee with the Critters, unless you're a member or in the projects. I'll see you probably tomorrow. All right, see you guys. Thank you. Have a great rest of your weekend.